height. He, and this was probably the closest cemetery to where they lived. His first wife, actually both wives, are buried here. We have a still for this one. This is his first wife, Louisa. She died in 1837. That was their eldest son. And this was Louisa's brother, Samuel Rempert. And I always think it's Louisa was, I looked for her for a long, long time and couldn't find her. And one day I stumbled across this. And I started scraping dirt and leaf off, and I saw the LO, and I thought, oh, please God, that could be Louisa Pope, and lo and behold, it was. John Pope was a very influential, wealthy cotton planter. And during the Civil War, it was highly recommended to the people like him that they burn their cotton rather than let the Union forces have it. Most people did not. You know, money sometimes overrules principle. Whether you agree with him or not, John Pope was principled. He burnt his cotton. And it was said that that fire could be seen over, the smoke could be seen over much of Shelby County, certainly out here, and it could be seen in downtown Memphis. He burnt thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of cotton to keep it out of the hands of Union forces. He ultimately remarried, and his second wife, I believe her name is Margaret, is supposedly buried here. I believe she is, and I believe she was in some sort of a box tomb. There's a fragment over there that I think was part of her tomb. I just don't know where it goes. But I think it's kind of sad, though, that Louisa, her brother, and his firstborn son are buried out here, and sometimes they get lost and abused and whatnot. John Pope is buried in a very, very nice grave in a very, very lovely part of Elmwood Cemetery with the rest of the family. I think it's kind of a shame they didn't move Louisa along with them, but she's here. What was the reason for that? Someone was asking me about Mr. Mercer. Let me go back over there. Sorry about that. I kind of walked by. Got everybody? No. This is the Mercer family plot. And interesting enough, Isaac Mercer is the grave over there that has the Masonic symbol on it. He died in 1870. That's his wife. She died in 1903. These are two infant daughters that died in the 1864 and 1862. And then there's Cora Bell Mercer over there who died, I believe, in 1860. So three small children. Isaac Mercer Jr. is also buried here, but I believe his grave is unmarked, or at least it's never been found. Isaac Mercer is he's interesting. And there's quite a bit written about him in the file at the University of Memphis in the Mississippi Valley collection. And it tells about his life, particularly prior to his marriage to Sarah. He came down here from Virginia. He was somewhat of he said he was how do they put it? He was a good-looking playboy is what he was, that's bottom line. And he was known for that. He was a lot of fun. He also sired a family with a black woman, and in those documents, he did not try to hide anything. Let me jump ahead. He decided, as he was getting on towards 40, that it was time to settle down. And this happened not uncommonly. He was going to marry Sarah, but he needed to tie up the first family first, or needed to fix that. So he freed the woman, and I believe there was 6 children. And in the legal documents, he tells, it was a family. He tells the birth dates of the children. He tells their first name, their middle name, their last name. It was a family unit, literally. And he gave the woman $10,000, which in those days was a lot of money, and their freedom, and walked away from the family. And married Sarah and started his supposed legitimate family, the white family. And ended up buried here. They lived over in the Bartlett area. He was a businessman. After his death, she ran a boarding house next to the depot over in Bartlett until her death in 1903. But the family it's an interesting story, and it's one that's not uncommon in the South. That's certainly not a nice story, but not uncommon. Okay, did that answer any questions? That's about all I know about Isaac Mercer. All right, let's go back in there a little bit, and then we're going to wander back to the new section.